How not to sound like a total idiot when hiring a civil engineering firm. Ooh, this is good. I've reviewed plenty of RFPs and scopes and requests for proposals, and I've been a part of many of proposals, so I have a lot of feelings about this. Let's read the question. Hi, I've been calling civil engineering firms. They have questions about the project that I seem to be answering correctly, but I've been hung up on a couple times. I need an engineering firm to, ideally architectural but hard to find, review an 80-page document of construction and security specifications. It's for a commercial retail space, and based on the specs, it needs to be inspected to see if it needs to be demolished or partially demolished to build to specifications. Some things we need from the firm: architectural engineering drawings, architectural cover sheet, site and parking plan with all the measurements, details, abbreviations, and symbols, leased premises with all the room dimensions to include square foot allocations, wall, door, window, structural columns, keynotes, etc., mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, MEP engineering drawings, coordinating with contractors and overseeing that the space is built to specs, creating a timeline, and is very detailed down to the type of doorknob. Is there a general term for this type of project? How do I word it without sounding like a noob? So you want to do a retrofit of an existing space. So I think the issue is that you're trying to do too many things at once. If I were doing this, I would first do a feasibility study to review the space and inspect it and to see if it needs to be demolished or partially demolished, and kind of do a rough schedule, a rough plus or minus 30 to 50% estimate about how much it would cost to do the retrofit. And then I would try to go detailed to like the timeline down to the type of doorknob in like a later phase of engineering. I wouldn't try to go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's where I would kind of hang up with you is because like I'd be like, okay, this person doesn't really know how this process works. You're trying to do too many things at once. At least that's the way that I'm used to doing projects, is in multiple phases, because you wouldn't want to spend all that money in funding the architectural engineering drawings and the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing drawings if you haven't first done the analysis to determine if the place needs to be demolished or partially demolished first, because that'll impact your bottom line pretty significantly, right? So you do that first, and then you do like the preliminary architectural engineering drawings, your preliminary MEP drawings, and then as you go throughout the process, you refine your estimate to be more detailed, and then you go down to the timeline, down to the doorknob. You don't want to be going straight to doorknobs the first time that you talk to these people, because they're like, okay, this person doesn't know how this works, and they're all over the place. So I think that taking it a little bit slower and more of a stage gate process will really help you out. That's my perception of this. Is there a general term for this type of project? I think it's just like a retrofit. I don't do this. I don't do MEP. I don't do these types of projects generally, but my understanding of how engineering projects work is just kind of what's going on in my head right now. Let's read the comments and see what they say. All right. Yeah, coordinating with, oh yeah, you want them to coordinate with contractors again. That's pretty far along. Top comment says, you don't want a civil, you want an architect. That's why they're hanging up on you. A pure civil firm likely won't have MEP or architecture capabilities. I guess so. You need an AE firm, yes, architectural engineering firm that has all this under one roof, or you need an architect who has the relationships with the independent civil and MEP firms to prime this job for you. An AE firm is going to be more expensive, and frankly, your job might be too small for them to want to take. Sounds like a tenant upfit plan. You need an architect. The construction and security specifications is a slightly confusing term. Not really. I mean, well, actually, security specifications, maybe like, I don't know, interface with the public. But yeah, I don't use that term specifically. Um, Put together what you want, all the info you have, and email it to them and ask them for a proposal to complete the work. Yeah, that's a good thing to do, is consolidate the information that you have, give a high level timeline of what you want to accomplish. Again, what are your goals in like a staged process? What are the things you want to accomplish from 1 to 2 to 3 to help you kind of get through your timeline? And then send out the request for proposal, and then just give them a call before and said, hey, I have this RFP for this project that I want to build. can you give me an estimate for uh, a preliminary feasibility study for the space to see if it needs to be demolished or not? And then, based on your findings, can you give me a rough high level schedule and a rough order of magnitude estimate for the installed cost? And then you can go from there and then get more detailed results from the person. But yeah, I wouldn't go hyper detailed from the beginning. Keep it high level, what you're generally trying to accomplish over the phone. Give them a follow up via email with this request for proposal, and then work through the process. That's how I would do it if I were in your shoes. And everybody says, why do you think a civil firm can do architectural reviews? Yeah, you probably don't want a pure civil firm doing your architectural reviews. All right. Well, anyways, that's I guess that's not my specialty, but that's I'm not a total noob, so a slight noob talking to a total noob about MEP retrofits. But anywho, this has been this episode of the Engineering Success Podcast.
Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.